I want to talk a little bit about what we can learn from the brain to help us deal with or overcome uncertainty. Turns out uncertainty and the inability to have a sense of control over our future is one of the largest, if not the most significant cause of stress, internalized stress, trauma. And what happens is the brain, as we've talked about in the past, is hardwired to protect us, to keep us alive. And the brain loves predictability. And when something is perceived as a threat to my predictability, that predictability, like the threat is my life or my job or something happening in a relationship or news about my possibilities of my health, any of these things that are perceived as threats, well, we know what happens. It activates our old friend, the amygdala. The amygdala are two almond-sized and shaped clusters of neurons, pretty much in the center of the brain. It's been referred to as the fear center, but the fear center is limiting. It has a lot of other roles. It's sort of the emotion center. But in this instance, when there's a threat, what happens is it activates the amygdala, and what we get is tunnel vision. We narrow down. We want to, keep us alive. It's a survival mechanism to help focus our attention against the immediate threat. Well, the problem is a lot of this uncertainty these days, it's not a tiger chasing us. It's some uncertainty in the world, in the environment. And what that does is it shuts down our rational thinking. So that doesn't in any way help us deal with uncertainty. Obviously, if you have this tunnel vision and this focus, Transcendental Meditation is, you knew I was going to come to this, is the ideal antidote, because it's not a concentration form of meditation. It's not a focus. It's not a zeroing in. It's a settling down. It's an expansion. It's an ease. It's an adult's timeout. When your child or grandchild or friend's child is having a fit, you say, you need a timeout. Because in that timeout, they calm down, and then they calm down. Maybe they can reflect better on their behavior. So it's the adult timeout. It allows us to settle down towards that unboundedness. There are other things we can do in addition to that when we get into that tunnel vision, or if you feel your partner or child or someone is in that amygdala-inspired tunnel vision. And that is, if you can, go for a walk. They say an expanded horizon. That's neurologically based, because if you have an expanded horizon, then you can see that there's no tigers chasing you. It's safe. But in this case, it just allows that broader vision, has a calming effect on the amygdala. Two other things we can do. One reason why we give up, according to scientists, in the face of prolonged uncertainty, the tendency is to just quit. Why is that? There's a hormonal reason for that. The prolonged absence of dopamine, which is that reward hormone that makes us feel good, that we're making progress. If we're just at something and it's just uncertain, and for long periods of time, we just say, forget it. The giving up is we're not inspired. We're not motivated from inside. So, in addition to meditation and all the other things we do, they say to reframe, again, that big picture from meditation, that calming the amygdala, reframe, and the old adage of baby steps. Recognize that what you're doing at any given time is actually moving you in the right direction towards a goal. And that this is an achievement today. And this is, I survived my kid. This is an achievement today. It's an achievement today. I even survived the day. I survived. But we give ourselves credit. And that reframing helps there's a reward associated with that. And then we don't have that sense of just, I quit. And then finally, periods of uncertainty like this during periods of uncertainty? Most activity in your prefrontal cortex, because you're trying to figure stuff out. And that's where we learn. So we take advantage of periods of uncertainty to learn new things, to come to grips with things, to understand things, and grow. Here's a lovely poem called Morning Meditation from our own Emily Lewis Penn. How you see the world with your eyes closed softly is how the world shows up with your eyes wide open. Each day the sky changes its color, its hue, its intensity. My eyes take it in and see how the sun shows up on parts of the trees, and sometimes not at all. What am I looking for as I look out these windows? What does this changing light, this changing wind, this bird that just flew across my piece of the sky want to say to me? The real question is, what do I want to be asked? So have a good day, and we will connect again real soon.